dứt điểm không được, một cú lộn xộn và cuối cùng thì tỷ số được mở cho Malaysia. Người lập công đó là Daniel Lux, cầu thủ được tung vào sân thay người cho hai bên phía Malaysia. Và bóng lộn xộn và Malaysia.
Balik kampung, ole balik kampung. I'm sorry, that's probably the closest Malaysia thing to it's coming home for Malaysian football fans like myself. Okay, so it might sound like I'm jumping on the Malaysian football bandwagon, but if you watched my earlier video about Malaysia versus Tajikistan, the greatest game you've never heard of, then that's completely not true. I'm obviously Malaysian, and yeah, I should really be supporting my country of birth, and I have since I've always kept an eye on Malaysia. Right, the Nicole David band, Nicole. By the way, fun story about Nicole David. I actually know her and her family very well. Her mother, Anne Marie, actually taught my mom back in Penang all those years ago, and we've been to their house in Pinhorn Road. I'm not sure I'm going to disclose that. In Penang many times. So it's pretty cool. It's a shame that squash is not coming to the Olympics in another 8 years, because, well, unless Nicole David chooses to come out of retirement and compete as a 40-plus-year-old. So, but before I digress into Michelle Yeoh being the first Malaysian to win the Oscars. I'm digressing now. Malaysia are Malaysian football is riding high. Harimau Malaysia are riding high on top of their particular World Cup qualifying group in the Asian Football Confederation. Look, I know it's second round, it's only November 2023, and the qualification process for the AFC is still got a long way to go, but what a fantastic start that we've made. We're 100% from our first two games. Look, I know we had to come from 3-1 down against Kyrgyzstan, but to win 4-3, that's absolutely brilliant, particularly Kyrgyzstan's a much higher ranked team. We backed that up with a win against Chinese Taipei, and I think with a 1-0 win. It was tight, but hey, we won. Who cares? So we are proudly sitting as it stands, going, and of course the qualifiers are going to resume next year. As it stands, Malaysia is sitting top proudly by 3 points ahead of Oman, Kyrgyzstan, and Chinese Taipei on top of Group D. And yeah, look, look, I haven't lived in Malaysia for about 20 years, so I'm not particularly insightful into the depth, so I'd be happy for someone who lives in Malaysia to give a bit more info. Look, I've followed them through YouTube, matches and all that, but look, obviously, clearly something right's happening. I know they've got a new coach, Kim Pan Gong, who took over after the AFF Cup last year. And yeah, clearly is doing a lot of things. Look, and I know that the Malaysian side, Malaysia has tapped a lot of, sort of overseas, players who might with Malaysian heritage, not necessarily born in Malaysia. I think naturalized Malaysians, of course, which is pretty incredible. I mean, because getting Malaysian citizenship is actually pretty hard. But look, I think one example, which leads me to talking about players, Dion Cools, who is he plays fullback. I believe he's the captain now, isn't he? He's actually that's Matthew Davis. And that's not Dion Cools. He's actually of Belgian, and he's got a Belgian father. He was born in Kuching, so his mum's Malaysian Chinese, and he actually grew up in Belgium and has lived there. And look, I think he had actually tried to, he's played for Belgian age group teams, but as you know, Belgium has the likes of Kevin De Bruyne, Jeremy Doku, Romelu Lukaku, etc. So he really never had a realistic chance of playing for Belgium, and eventually went to play his trade for Buriram United in the Thai League 1, which is the which is the top tier of Thai football. He was tapped because obviously with his maternal connections. So yeah, if you had a chance to play international football, you might as well take it. So yeah, and it's certainly he actually got the 2 goals against Kyrgyzstan. Get the stands wrong. He got the two goals that sealed that comeback, that amazing comeback from Malaysia in that game at Bukit Jalil Stadium a couple of days ago. But of course, speaking of which, I was talking about Matthew Davis. He's the captain, plays for Johor. He's actually Australian born, but again, he's got another Malaysian mother from Sabah this time. So, and he's got Malaysian citizenship. I think, by the way, I would like to hear, do you need to be a Malaysian citizen to actually play for Malaysia? I heard because there is another player who I'll actually talk about, who I think he became a naturalized Malaysian. So Matthew Davis, anyway, another defender. He is the captain. He's the right back. Plays for Johor. He's been an ever present there. So yeah, and then who else? There's a couple of other in this. There's Stuart Wilkin, who was born in England, but he's a naturalized. Yeah, no familial links with Malaysia. Malaysia. So, but he's played in Malaysia since 2019, and yeah, been given Malaysian citizenship. So he plays in midfield. And then there is one player I want to mention. It's Ezekiel Aguero, who is actually Argentinian. He is the one who got Malaysian citizenship in 2022. He plays for Sri Pahang. He's currently on loan at Perak. But yeah, he's had 10 appearances for Malaysia. He wasn't part of the recent qualifying. I'm not entirely sure why. So, but the point is, yeah, it's weird. You think, but of course, I guess, look, I'm not complaining. There are, Malaysia, there's a huge Malaysian diaspora. With people all over the world with Malaysian links. I am a testament to that. So I'm not complaining that they're doing that. And it's good that the Malaysian FAM is trying to dig deep. They are clearly, they're trying to dig deep. And look, I mean, there is certainly, a majority of the players are still Malaysian born, Malaysian, lots of them play for Johor, which is the top team in Malaysia. They feature in the Asian AFC Champions League. And it's a very young squad. So look, there is plenty to be excited about. Should mention another person is Nur Hamzah Lane, who has a Finnish mother and a Malaysian father. So he's got dual citizenship. How can you can't have dual citizenship? You're Malaysian, by the way. So I'm not sure how that's possible. He's an attacking midfielder. So lots of prospects, and yeah, it is very exciting times. I think, and I should do another video about Malaysia is part of Southeast. But in short, if Southeast Asia got the act together, because there is so much money in the region, it's a growing. You've got Thailand, Indonesia, Malaysia, Singapore, Cambodia, Vietnam, Laos, Myanmar. Brunei, Philippines, a lot of these nations are emerging economies and, growing populations. Look, and you sort of think Malaysia, Singapore, Thailand, Indonesia, Vietnam, there's a growing affluent middle class, and Philippines, and you're thinking, how this is a region that is as big as Europe, if you maybe even larger if you count the whole Indonesian archipelago. This region should really be, doing much better on the football stage, but for some reason hasn't. And of course, Indonesia, or the Dutch East Indies, is the only team to have ever qualified for the World Cup back, and of course they were invited then. So look, hopefully these are the signs of things. Of course, we've got an expanded World Cup coming for 2026. The Southeast Asia still has to compete with the likes of Japan, Korea, Saudi Arabia, Iran, Qatar, North Korea when they want to, China, the Central Asian nations, and Australia, of course, who are actually part of this Southeast Asia, the sub-regional confederation AFF. Australia actually part of it, but the other nations have vetoed Australia competing in the AFF Cup because Australia is acknowledged to be much better than the other AFF nations. So So it's a tough route, but hey, I mean, if we can really, I think we have the potential to step up with right coaching, and if we're like a Malaysia or an Indonesia or Thailand, Vietnam, those are the four nations who would be most likely to make history, and become the first Southeast Asian in the modern era to qualify for the World Cup. I think that could be the spark that triggers a revolution across Southeast Asia in terms of football. Because look, as I said in my last video, people are crazy about football in Southeast Asia. In Malaysia, as I said, the Premier League gets more coverage than the local league. So, and there's heaps of players, there's heaps of participation in Malaysia. Football is the number one sport in Malaysia, so we have really underperformed. So yeah, and money's not an issue. I think it's clearly been corruption with the state national bodies. They're trying to change that, obviously. And the other thing is, Malaysia is the home of the AFC, by the way. The AFC headquarters is in Kuala Lumpur, so look, as a diehard Malaysia football fan, of a New Zealand fan, I'm really hoping this is a start. It's very exciting times. 2024 could be a huge year. We've got the AFC Asian Cup, which starts in January next year. We've got Jordan, Bahrain, and South Korea in our group. It's going to be tough. And then we've got World Cup qualifiers to continue in March. But yeah, very exciting times ahead for Malaysian football. So yeah, can't wait. I do have a Malaysian shirt somewhere, which is somewhere buried in my sporting memorabilia. But if I do ever find it, I'll certainly wear it. It's from 2010, so I might have to update it. So yeah, so that's my thoughts. Exciting times for Malaysia football. Harimau Malaysia, Malaysia boleh. So yeah, if you like this video, feel free to like, and don't forget to subscribe.